Good afternoon, I'm Stephanie Landers. At last count, 4 highway side brush fires have been reported in the area since yesterday afternoon as man-made situations combine together with dry, windy weather to keep firefighters and Gila County Sheriff's deputies on their toes. The first call came around 4:15 yesterday. Deputies responded with Forest Service and Tonto Basin firefighters to a brush fire on Highway 188 near milepost 257 by Sycamore Creek. Roughly half an hour later, another call came in for a brush fire reported burning on Highway 87 near milepost 235. That's by the 188 junction. And finally, just before 9 o'clock last night, dispatch received a call of fire along Highway 87 near the US 60 junction. This was referred to Maricopa County, but then another one at the wee hours of the morning was reported right down on Highway 87 by milepost 216, just south of Sunflower. This serves as another example of how travelers need to be aware of their surroundings. Right now, we're living and playing in a veritable tinderbox. Please watch for dangers that can come from burning cigarettes, catalytic converters, and dragging chains and mufflers, which can also ignite a fire under the right conditions. On that note, the lack of atmospheric precipitation combined with an abundance of wind and sunshine has dried landscape fuels enough to inspire an interagency fire restriction across the state. As it stands, fire restrictions are in effect for all state trust lands, the Coronado and Tonto National Forests, all national parks, Fish and Wildlife Service lands and refuges, most BLM lands with the exception of Kingman Field Office and Arizona Strip District, and most Indian trust and tribal lands. Please keep in mind that a violation of posted restrictions could result in citations, fines, and even jail time or full reimbursement of the entire cost to put out the fire you start, plus the cost of rehabilitating the area afterwards. This in itself can average several $100,000. And a close call for a couple of nature seekers yesterday as sheriff's deputies were called to assist search and rescue members in an attempt to locate 2 young men lost in the Young area. According to reports, the 2 were being tracked by a distress signaling device worn by one of the men after having been activated and picked up by the International Emergency Response Coordination Center in Houston. The IERC provided the sheriff's office regular updates that led the officers to a location where the 2 were found huddled up for the evening. Officers guided the 2 back to their vehicle. No injuries were reported. And Payson residents should pat themselves on the back. Local water sense is a cause for praise in a front-page article on the Arizona Republic today. In an article discussing the Salt River Project acquisition of C.C. Craig and Reservoir, reporter Sean McKinnon discussed Payson's plans to build a $33 million 15-mile pipeline that will increase water supply to the Rim Country area. What's impressive is that he also noted how our roughly 3,000 acre-feet projected water supply was, quote, more than enough water to cover Payson's anticipated need through at least 2030. Why? McKinnon acknowledged that Payson's water use limits have turned the town, quote, into a model of water use. He stated that local residents are only utilizing around 79 gallons of water each in a day, and reportedly that number is a third less than that of, quote, the most water-efficient cities in Metro Phoenix. Imagine how much water could be saved if Metro Phoenix cut down to Payson consumption levels. I'm Stephanie Landers, KMOG News.